Live right now there. Halftime. You gotta love it, right? Let's go ahead and start this space. Oh, they don't even like me over there. Whoa, 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 whoa. That took up my whole title. Excuse me. Alrighty. YouTube good. Alright, I got these reels running. Let's go ahead and get YouTube. Let's go ahead and get Instagram up in this bitch. Alrighty, they're good. We got the calling line popping. Let's go ahead and start pushing shit to the website. Oh shit, pushing pods. We pushing pods. I can't even sing that song anymore once I found out what the fuck that started. Hey, yo, my levels is good. The levels is good. What a boy. I can't believe I still got a voice.
Okay. Big man, you wanna hear some hot takes? Let's see how woke you are. You know something about podcasts? Hell, dígame. You kidding me or what, man? I got these 3 drunk uncles with a sports podcast. They say they got fire takes, pure fuego. You find them wherever you listen to podcasts at. If it's what they say it is, you like and you subscribe. Listen, like, and subscribe, yeah. You know how to call into the show? Yeah, man, do the Podbeaner. You'll need headphones with a mic to call in. That's no problem, man. They'll also be at Sharky's, 8:07 p.m. on the first Wednesdays of the month. You may get some free Blue Chew. And they keep receipts, so if anything happens in the sports world, MyT's gonna drop a tape faster than a rabbit gets fucked. There's only 3 things I have in this world. My word and this podcast.
I gotta figure out a good
MyT Sports Season 7.
Y'all ready for this? Get my curtain on. Good evening and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am still your host, the one annoying Talento Martela. Yo, it's another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. We're coming at you live and directly from South Florida. Folks, I'm talking about what did we have today? I think we said we had like highs of 89, lows of 73, 50% chance of rain. If there's 50% chance of rain, that means there's a 100% chance that we got rain today. I'm just saying, I should have just said 100% chance of rain yet. Because honestly, the only way it's 50% chance of rain is if we ain't get no rain yet. And I still think within these next couple of hours left in the day that we're podcasting until we hit the midnight hour that we gonna get some rain. And usually, I kind of think that's the case sometimes. I really do think that's the case. And actually, we had highs of 88, lows of 77. We never even got down to 73. We weren't that lucky. We got a big show for you today on June 13th. This is officially Volume 7, Episode 110, Track 443. God damn, we've done a lot of goddamn shows of the MyT Sports Podcast. Today we got a big show for you. We got a big show for you. Is it showing Stephen Curry on his draft day looking younger than a motherfucker? Muscles ain't even developed yet. We see DeMar DeRozan up in this BIH too. You know what I mean? Still looking kind of ugly. I ain't... I'm stop fucking with DeMar DeRozan. You got Luka looking dapper. Luka looking dapper and shit. Oh shit, we got Giannis looking like dreams about to come true. We got a big show for you today as the draft is coming up in just about 10 days, folks. 10 days? Oh, hey, yo. That's a couple Thursdays. That's a couple Thursdays from now, ain't it? We talking about 10 days from now. We talking about 3. Yeah, that's a couple Thursdays from now. Oh shit. But you know what that means? That means the NBA draft is right around the corner on June 23rd. And we're coming down to the end of the NBA season sometime this week, either this Thursday or this Sunday. That means the MyT Sports Podcast, Volume 7, is almost coming to an end. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back for Volume 8 in August. September. right around Laborish Day. Well, let's take our hair down. Let's relax ourselves. You know what I mean? Take our hair down, loosen up the belt. You know, take off the blazer, loose up the tie, step inside the booth. MyT is alive. Got a big show for you today. We're gonna talk about Draymond's mouth, right? As Draymond's mouth ends up losing them a game. We got the chef. They end up shaving his ass and cooking up a win. Well, of course we're gonna talk about some Blue Chew. We're gonna give away a free Blue Chew promo code for you guys. We're gonna talk about Def Comedy Jam in this podcast. Listen, some shit hit my radar and I just have to share. I got to have it, right? We're gonna talk about Brittany Griner, folks. This is officially day 115 if I've done my numbers right. Your boy's ashy than a motherfucker. It's a good thing I keep the lotion right here. I tell you, this Dr. Teal shit, it should be keeping a nigga on point. I didn't even plan that one out, but I always gotta stay moisturized. You know what I mean? That's the way of our culture, folks. Folks, we're gonna talk about who we think is gonna win this game 5. This is currently at halftime, folks. We came in at a real good time. I'm talking about a real good time. We just slide into the spot during halftime. We just gonna slide into the spot during halftime like ain't nothing going on. Like we weren't supposed to start the podcast at 8:07. We just gonna slide into this bitch like it's 10:07. Whew, your boy is wildin'. Your boy is completely wildin'. We actually gonna talk about something that I just had to learn very quickly about, and that's something called Ramsey Hunt syndrome. As we were looking for some trending topics, something popped up on us, and it wasn't the best of news. You know what I'm saying? Hardy is in trouble again. We're gonna talk about who's out here pushing keys. I have been watching Power. It is officially that hour where we get to start the podcast. But you know what we say here on the MyT Sports Podcast? Regardless of the time. Hey, regardless of the time.
Take that.
Thank you, Mr. Diddy. And regardless of the weather.
You play to win the game. Hello?
Thank you, Coach Herm. It's always a good time to talk some sports. So we are back at it like a sports fanatic. And you'll say you don't know me about Joe Rogan. I talk sports. MyT Sports. Woo! Let's get into it, right? Folks, Jason Tatum 13 points, Stephen Curry 10 points. See Stephen Curry, he over here fucking with his knee to start the third. Maybe not fucking with. Maybe he's still fucking with his knee strap, his knee brace. Marcus Smart doing defensive player of the year kind of shit. That's that kind of shit also Draymond Green be doing for Stephen Curry. He's over here doing for Jason Tatum. It's funny, like it don't really matter. We see Patrick Beverley do the same shit too. It really don't matter like who the person is. They all understand their roles in that particular setting. And they all have the same kind of tendencies and mannerisms and the same little line stepperish kind of plays that they like to conduct themselves in. Hey, it's all fun and games until somebody fouls out, right? But before we get too far into the game, let's go ahead and get our birthday party up in the out of the way, folks. If you guys already know what we do here, and also, let me also tell you guys one. You know your boy, aka that talent over my Taylor, aka the one take wonder. We don't do any recuts. We don't do any editing of these videos. You get them to a completely ODB style, completely raw. Me and Mariah, you understand? But I just have to remind you guys, I'm still fighting COVID. Right? It's been about a week. Right? I'm not gonna lie. I have not. Is Clay fired up? I have not been. That's a good defensive play. Fuck that. You let them play on. You're supposed to let them play on with that one. Golden State Warriors currently up right now, 51-42. Jaylen Brown is to the line, 51-42. Sorry, it was 51-41 at the time when I first meant to say it. I don't know if they put Clay on the bench. Clay's still on the court. Rocking his infamous number 76. Oh man, that's an inside joke. But I'm still fighting this COVID shit. It's been a little over a week now, and I ain't gonna lie, this shit has been leaving me weak. Like as you can hear, like I got a little bit of stuff going on right up in this area. You know what I mean? Got a little congestion and shit. You know what I mean? And throat blockage. Pause. Stephen Curry weaving and deaving. Get it out to Otis Porter, and are they waving it off? All right, Otis Porter just hit a wide open three, but they are waving off the play. Let's get into the birthday part. If it's your guys' first time here, what we like to do when we start off any single podcast before we go too deep into the sport is that we like to have a little birthday celebration. What we do is that we give a little birthday shout out to everybody that had a birthday since the last time we was on air. It looks like we haven't been on air for some time. Like I said, folks, I've been fighting the shit. Right, I ain't gonna lie, this shit has really been leaving me weak. But it looks like we have birthdays for the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, and today to get into. So without any further ado, like my boy Chillable likes to say, yo, DJ MyT, drop that beat. I know you don't recognize this birthday song, so I'm gonna sing it twice for you guys to get along. Ready? Ready we go? Because, yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Check it. Yeah, shake it. Yeah, because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday, cause it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. I just lost 2 pages, yo. I'm vexed, I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to save my paper from falling. I just lost 2 pages. Those pages got vital confidential information on how the MyT Sports operation is conducted. And I can't be losing pages at any time now, folks. The Boston Celtics have reduced that lead to just about 8. Let's get into the gets down to the gets down, folks. I want to say happy birthday on June 10th to one of my homegirls, Natalie Tyson. Also want to say happy birthday to another one of my homegirls, Lori Butterfly. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, her name is actually Sandra. You know what I mean? But I can't remember. It's been so long, it's been so far removed since I've heard your real name. Since I've seen your real name. I'm trying to remember if that's even your real name or not. But I want to say it's Sandra. Also want to say happy birthday to my brother, mi hermano, my brother Johnny. Want to say happy birthday to him as well. Folks, we want to say happy birthday on the 11th to Jerry Stambobis. Right, you understand? Also want to say happy birthday to my homegirl, Jewel Petra. Right, on the 12th, we got a battle buddy of mine, Thomas Hunter. For the birthdays today, we got Michelle Alicia, and we got a former co-worker of mine, Elisa Wells, folks. That is all of the birthdays that we had since the last time that we've been on air. So we want to wish you all a happy birthday. We hope you party hard. We hope you enjoy everything. But more importantly, you get your weekend at Bernie's on. You continue to stay MyT, if you know what I'm saying over here. You got me? Alright. I won't have to tell you again, Alice. You know what I mean? I may have to give you a fresh one. Don't you back talk me. You go out there and you fucking party. Because I like that. You like that. You like that? Because I like that. Cause yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Check it. I sound like an old George who has been smoking all I like. Because it's your birthday. We say happy birthday, darling. Yeah. Check it. Okay, I'm done here. Let me stop making fun of people before my voice gets stuck that way. Yo, DJ MyT, cut that beat though. Alright?
Hey, ladies. Where the ladies at? You gotta send a woman do a man's job.
Whew, speaking of where the ladies is at, I guess we're going to get right into our MyT topic of the day, folks. And the MyT topic of the day is it's basically like the biggest topic that supersedes all topics, regardless of what may be going on in or out of sports, folks. And something that that we've been talking about for feels like over 100 days now since we've been bringing her up. We've been talking about her every single podcast since damn near every single podcast since she's been locked up. It's been very consistent since about the second week of her wrongful detention over trumped up weed charges, so she can be used as a political leverage. Brittany Griner, folks, is set for the center for the WNBA and a champion, folks, is currently being held hostage by Russian authorities, folks. If you don't know about Brittany Griner is not only a champion, she is a 7-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, 8-time block leader, 3-time first team, 3-time second team, 2-time defensive player of the year, 3-time first team, 3-time first team all defense, 4-time second team all defense, all rookie, NCAA champ, and most outstanding player, AP player of the year, 3-time Big 12 player of the year, 4-time defensive player of the year. You understand when I said like this lady has a legacy that is longer than the toilet rolls that you. Okay, let's find a different analogy, right? But you understand, like she got more accolades than Snoop Dogg smokes blunts in a day is what I'm basically trying to say. And Snoop Dogg smokes a lot of blunts in a day, folks. Like I said, she is the 3rd woman in NBA history to dunk a ball in the. Yeah, he hooked. Damn, they didn't get that. They really. Look like they really trying to hold it off to Golden State, but Golden State came out kind of pretty fire in the first half. They really did, right? Like you saw them doing their thing. Boston was looking a little lethargic, and once again, this is one of those times where we really gonna have to find out and see what this third quarter is gonna look like, because the third quarter is gonna make a difference. So far, you seen Boston coming with the early third quarter push, racing what was a 10-point deficit, right? But so far they haven't been able to take the lead as of yet. But they are within 2 with just about over 2.5 minutes passed in the first half, as they continue to try to take the lead and see if they can continue to move, swing momentum their way and keep that lead, so they can go ahead and try to get a 3-2 win and maybe even a stranglehold on this series, folks. Marcus Smart? No, that was Brown that just went ahead and took a shot. He bricked that shit though. Yeah, Draymond came out with the board, gets it out to Clay. Clay needs to act like this is game 6. Clay is still thinking this is game 5, so he hasn't gone off yet. You see Otis with an open shot. He takes a 3-pointer. He misses that one. Of course, he'll miss it when it finally counts. Marcus Smart bringing the ball up the board. We have just about under 9 minutes left to go in the third. All right, let's get down into the breakdown, right? Right, like it's really crazy as we're starting to see as many of the figures that are starting to. Like all of the figures that are stored into, not even just figures, all the celebrities, right? I keep forgetting to put that mic back on. All the celebrities and shit that are starting to come to Brittany Griner's aid, right? And even just verbally when they weren't there before. And one of the more recent ones to join the fight is one Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. has dual citizenship in Russia and in America, and he flat out came and said, "Now listen, he may be talking his shit." Hold on, let me find my cup so I can take a sip. Sometimes you gotta take a whiff, taking it easy, taking it slow. Wait, hold on. I know you guys wondering like, yo, what's the difference? Don't even worry about it. It's my cup. I know people like to make that lean with Sprite, but I'm telling you right now, that Publix lemonade. Woo! Boston Celtics within 1, 53-52. Curry's bringing the ball up the court with his mouthpiece hanging halfway out his mouth. You see Looney at the table getting ready to check in on the next dead ball. Clay catches it off a curl, gets it out to Wiggins. Wiggins waits for his man to close out on him, tries to spin, and looks like he draws the foul on Jaylen Brown. That shit is good. That shit's real good. As Tatum put Otis on the blender, cooked him behind the back a couple times. Sat down on him. A little bit of a hezzy. Pulled up. Nothing but water bending. Oh, Curry with the drive. He doesn't get the foul though. We see Al bringing the ball up, folks, and Al Horford and Brown, they bump into each other, and as Clay's bringing the ball up, Marcus Smart tries to draw the foul, and they call all hips. Look like Clay may be going to the line. 7:15 left to go. He goes on his little Euro step. I ain't gonna lie, Marcus was there. Bam. Yeah, Marcus was there. Marcus was definitely there in time. So back to Brittany Griner, right? And so it's funny that like Roy Jones, like boxer, champion, multiple champion, like we're talking about one point in time, one of the pound for pounds in the world. Tuesday night, you can see the Mercury take on the Washington Mystic, and that Seattle taking on the Dallas Lynx. Seattle Storm, Dallas Lynx. So, even Roy Jones at this point in time, even Roy Jones himself has come out and flat out said, like, you know what? Listen, I got dual citizenship in Russia, I got and the United States. If you have to exchange me for her, we can go ahead and we can do that just to bring this young lady home. That's how ridiculous is. That's how ridiculous is this guy. But I'm glad that we finally gotten to the point where people realize that this young lady has been detained for 115 days. Now listen, take it from somebody that has just been deployed, right? Not held hostage, just in a foreign country, right? In a situation that you fully can't control, and you never fully know what's about. Like I said, like you guys don't understand some of the stresses. So the fact that we've gotten to this point where it feels like, okay, I feel like we're getting to a point now where we're almost like celebrities, right? And ever athletes, as Al Horford just took a 3-pointer to go ahead and to give Boston the lead. The score is now 58-55. Golden State takes a timeout, and Al Horford lets out a little. I don't have the volume on, so I can't really hear what he said, but it looked like let me see. See, you see Brown with the drive. He kicks it out. Smart. But that was a 3 before that Marcus Smart hit. Yeah, they should show the Al Horford. He had the ball, and then he. Yo, I look so old when Kevin Garnett was playing. So back to Brittany, right? I find it finally that we got to the point where I don't know if you can't go a day without having somebody now talk about Brittany Griner in a way that does her name honor and does her memory proud. But I definitely want to say that we've gone to a point where we can't go a week, and that's a whole lot better than what we started off. Because I'm telling you guys, folks, part of the reason why we had to make sure that Brittany Griner was being mentioned every single day on our podcast, because it felt like for about 2 months there was a gag order, and everybody was scared to say anything. So we wanted to make sure that she ain't get forgotten here. I mean, what we got to run from here. Like, I'm too bold to give a fuck just because of me just being raised in Brooklyn and then going into the army. Like I'm brave as fuck. Like, so I don't give a fuck, and I'm not big enough for you to notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm big, but not big enough for you to notice. I'm not big enough. I'm tiny as shit. I'm like your mom and pop of sports. You know what I mean? I'm your local bodega. I'm sorry. I'm like your local. I'm like your little local corner store. You know what I mean? Like, you can go to the supermarket if you want to, and whenever times is good and you're balling, you can go ahead and buy yourself a whole carton of cigarettes. But don't forget about the motherfucking podcast when times was rough that was selling you fucking Lucy's all over the place. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. This the Lucy's of podcast. I'm Nick and Diamond and you a podcast at a time forever. How the fuck you think we get all the way to 443, B? Some good shit. Y'all wouldn't even believe me if I just told you that was just straight up lemonade. I'm just saying, though, it's in my cup. It's some good shit. You know some really good shit though? Right? That's Blue Chew. And if you guys don't know what Blue Chew is, Blue Chew happens to be not only my favorite sponsor of the podcast, but Blue Chew also happens to be a little blue pill that can give you back your thrill. All you have to do is open up a pack and head straight to the sack. Listen, my friend, just a few chews before you do. Macaroni noises, macaroni. Right, this thing has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity you just can't miss. Listen, for a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss. And she gonna love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. All right. All you think you have to do, right, is that if you want to get yourself a free order of Blue Chew today, right, and I do mean a free order of Blue Chew today, you use my promo code for this week. All right, we got a promo code LUNJ. LUNJ. Lima Uniform. Ooh, Steph. The sauce. Lima Uniform November Juliet. LUNJ. And you can get your first order of Blue Chew for free with that promo code. What you have to do is pay for shipping and handling. Listen, you take care of your postal workers, right? Whether it's rain, sun, slate or snow, rain, snow, sleet or hail. I mean, these motherfuckers is bringing you your packages. Understand? So you break shipping and handling, you break them off for a little appreciation. Right? Don't even make a fuss about it. And if you do, I got a fresh one here. Yo. Excuse me. Don't worry, you guys can't catch COVID through the camera. Oof. That shit takes a lot out of me. I ain't gonna front. Not gonna front. Boston now has a 4-point lead with just halfway through the third quarter. Both they double team Curry for a little bit. He squeezes that into Looney. He gets himself a nice. That's not even Looney. That's Gary Payton. He gets himself a nice little layup. Ooh, and looks like Klay Thompson. I don't know if he got cut short and somebody stepped on his ankle, or he stepped on somebody's ankle while trying to thing, but he pulls up. What, did it hit somebody's head? Are they trying to figure out what happened? So I think Klay may have hurt his hamstring, to be honest with you. Ooh! Oh. Let's see. Damn you, man. Klay is so fucking... Klay Thompson, for a light skin, right? And obviously this is conversation that we're having within the community right now. So everybody else, like, listen, I'm gonna need you to put your the pot on mute for this part. Shit, I just disconnected something I didn't mean to disconnect. But I'm gonna need you to put the pot on pause right now, right? I'm talking to community right here. So, community, like, you have to admit, Klay Thompson, for being a light skin, he is pretty darn tough. Like, I know we've all felt that way about Klay. Like, Klay Thompson ain't the atypical, like he definitely a Cali boy, but he ain't atypical, like, light skin. You know what I mean? Woo. He does have a little bit of toughness to. Oh shit! They blocked Klay from. They blocked not Klay. They blocked Steph from behind. Come on, Looney. Yo, he hit you with the easiest. They just feel like, yo, box out and just leave that shit in front of you. But he got behind him. See, Steph didn't know Williams is behind him. And then Williams did a touch pass to Williams. And we're talking about an and one in transition. And I ain't gonna lie, even after he blocked it, I still thought that shit was gonna go in. Now that's the crazy thing about it. As we're winding down to the third. Yes, folks, Blue Chew. Promo code LUNJ. You get yourself a free order of Blue Chew immediately. All right, let's move on, right? Because like I said, we haven't been here for a while, so I like to really rap about these games that we've been watching. Like I think the last time that we was here, we was right around like game 3 or some shit, and not for nothing, game 3 was definitely all Draymond's fault. Like let's go ahead and get that out the way right now. Game 3 was 100% Draymond Green's fault. After that game 2 performance, Draymond Green went out there talking his cash shit, and not for nothing. Like he ran his mouth about how the referees treat him differently, and he deserves to be treated differently because it's something that he's earned, and this, that, and the third, and yada yada yada. And they came talking about, and they came making noise against their opponent, and basically they didn't just give. As we see Williams crashing into Looney's back, it's been physical. But Clay makes his shot. 64-66, 2-point game, 3 and 7. So Draymond Green, right? Like he was definitely mouthing off, and he didn't just give the Boston Celtics bulletin board material in that game, but he also gave the referees bulletin board material and the NBA's what we want to call them, referee association, officiating association, their governing rule making body. That basically he challenged the whole system, and the whole system came back and was like, hey yo, Draymond, yeah, we told you right now, yo, you keep talking your shit, and you know what? Fuck that. We gave you enough warnings. We ain't gonna give you no text. We ain't gonna go ahead and act like, you know what? Fresh one. Say that shit again. Fresh one. Foul. Come on. Do something petty again. Fresh one. Foul. Draymond Green had no rhythm in game 3. They fouled him out early. They got rid of him with the quickness. Yo, fresh one. You want to talk your shit again? You little mullions? There we go. Popping in the mouth again. Come on, talk that shit again. I mean, you say that shit on your pod one more time. I'm telling you right now what you're going to do, my friend. When you get back on your little podcast, lady, you're going to come out here and you're going to backtrack. You're going to fucking backpedal like you're the best defender in the world. You're going to recant and take back basically everything you said. And what you going to do, right? What you going to sit here and do is basically... you're going to contradict everything you said a couple days ago. And that's exactly what he did. Like, listen, I'm just thinking with my dick. That's exactly what he did. After that loss, right? And when I say like it was just one of those games, because it wasn't just Draymond Green that was in foul trouble. They found a way to get Stephen Curry in foul trouble in the first half, and then they injured the motherfucker towards the end of the game. That's what made Game 4 so fucking special. We sitting here on Game 5 right now, tied 2-2. You have an idea how this shit kind of went down. I'm just thinking with my dick. But Draymond Green ended up going back on his podcast and was like, you know what, man? Like they called me differently, and they should, and this, that, and the third. And he came back and said, I wasn't trying to say that I'm supposed to get ref treatment. I'm the and I ain't gonna lie. Like I like Draymond, right? You can definitely see that for him. He definitely uses his podcast as a way to vent more than anything else. But it's okay though, because what do I use the podcast for? To vent about my team, whether they do good, they do bad, about other players around the league that I like, about players around the league that I don't like. Come out here and just talk about my personal life, you know what I mean? Talk about my life, my wife, and my knife. Just saying, not all together in the same, you know, not the same thing. Shout out to Family Guy. But basically, like Draymond Green's mouth, like it trickled down, and it was a distraction, right? It definitely was a distraction. Not only was it a distraction, right? It was a deterrent for his team. Is what helped cause his team to lose. Is how he came out and he was so braggadocious about the calls that he was able to get away with in the previous game. You see, the thing about basketball, right, and a lot of sports, is that, and even life, more than anything else, the reason why I like being a Cancer sign, is that there's balance there, right? There's ebbs and flows. There's your up and down, and there's balance. And things tend to always get themselves back to the mean, right? To kind of get back to its natural average. Listen, I've bowled a 270 before. I ain't gonna say I'm always gonna bowl a 270, 260. Nah, I barely break 200 at the time. Listen, if I break 100, I'm happy sometimes. You know what I mean? So, even in calls, fouls, we see it within a game, within a series. There are makeup calls, there are makeup fouls, there are makeup plays. We see it all the time. Jordan Poole, 6 points, 2 for 3 shooting so far. They're gonna see if we get a little spark from him. Look, let me see who they got on the floor right now. Look like they got the chef out there. Right? Look like there's Draymond as well. That may be Gary Payton. I think that may be Wiggins and Poole. We'll see. And the thing about that game, right? As at least we'll be back. The thing about Game 3 was that Klay Thompson's starting to find a little bit of a groove, right? He's starting to get into the swing of things, right? Not quite enough, not quite good enough, not major Klay, right? It wasn't a major Klay alert, but we can see like the clay mines are being set, and it being pointed towards that enemy. And you see it coming. He's about to explode pretty soon, right? Catch all these cats in their fucking face, right? Get him a whole new rearrangement. He don't even recognize you anymore. Blow in your eye. Sweetwater Taffy. They all came up. And you can see, like I said, it wasn't just by the end of that game, but also by Draymond Green's podcast. You can tell this team is gonna have to have some words with him. They're gonna have to have some words with him about his accountability and about his mouth. Like, listen, like, you know what? We love you. Don't take anything away from what you do. But don't do more than don't do anything extra that we lose you or we give the other team of a motivation. You hear me? It's the Golden State Warriors here. It's a brand name. It's a brand name. You understand? The Chef Curry, that's a brand name. I'm not gonna have you mess that up for me. So I'm gonna need you to focus, get in line, and come out ready to win for Game 4. Now, there's also ways that you can win too, though. Just let you guys know. All right, I know gas prices, have been really kicking our ass lately. And I know that some of you have been taking a couple of L's when it comes to those gas prices. I seen this one dude the other day putting $60 something in a Civic. He couldn't even understand. He's like, it's a Civic though. But it's a Civic though. Or you understand? So things get rough, right? And I know that gas prices are kind of stinking right now, man. So don't pass another gas station debating that these prices are too inflated. Get the Upside app. Come on through. You get cash every time that you buy gas. And if you're a fat ass, they got that shit for food too, boo. All you gotta do is download the Upside app. Use the promo code MyT3229. That's MYT3229. You get up to 25 cents on your first couple of gallons, right? You get 25 cents, get 25 cents back. Now listen, I'm gonna put you on the game too. Like, just don't get the Upside app. Like, listen, like, activate whatever cashback features that you have on your bank card, right? You see a bunch of them is popping up tiles on the bottom of that shit, like chasing them. They got them shits, right? If that's a gas station like Sunco or Shell, I'm trying to say Marathon or Speedies, right? Whatever your gas station is, right? Go ahead and go ahead and download their their little reward app as well. So what you do is that you double, you triple, you quadruple dip. You dip however you need to dip, because when I dip, you dip, we dip. Use that promo code MYT322, not on the Upside app, Upside. You stored it there. And that's going to be that little reminder to you. Like, you know, I need to go in and get these other ones too. I don't got no promo codes on the other ones for you. But me telling you this is just me trying to be a good person to tell you, like, hey, yo, let's all save money together. You know what I mean? We all in this game together. We can break bread together. Like, we ain't got to be stingy with this shit. With that promo code. And then what you do, you find your friends. And you share that shit. You share your shit with them. And you make sure that we all right here eating together. Each one, reach one, teach one. No man left behind kind of shit. You know what I mean? Let's get this paper, B. Speaking of getting paper together, I'm chilling here the other day. I listen, bear with me, right? I'm about to go first love. I'm about to take this shit. See that? That's full left field. That's full left field. So I'm sitting here, right, and I'm watching, scrolling through the tubes, right, scrolling through the tiles, trying to figure out what the fuck I want to watch. And something came across my eye. So tell me why. It's something that it probably has shaped my weird, twisted humor to this day, right? And what that is Def Comedy Jam. I love me a good comedy. From the days of Eddie Murphy to Richard Pryor to Chris Rock. I like me a good comedy. What's going on, Chill Will? So I'm sitting here and I'm watching old episodes of Def Comedy Jam. Laughing my ass off. Hockey keying onto the fucking floor. You know what I mean? Like if you Spanish, like I'm talking about, I was John all over the fucking place. Right? But now, as I'm watching the comedy, I'm listening to the jokes, right? I'm watching and I'm watching everything. At this stage, because of what we do now, what we do now here in our production world, I'm also paying attention to the lighting at that time, the stage setup, the performance that those comedians are having to put on, because it's a short skit, right? It was almost like it's like the skits that they used to give you at the end of like the Saturday Night Live show or one of them little midnight shows or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like you get like 2 quick minutes. Like even at the park, you get 2, 3, 5 minutes, bust your nut, make the crowd laugh, right? Make sure you don't hurt nobody and don't get booed. You don't want the Sandman coming out there dancing his ass or hooking your ass. So I'm watching these old Def Comedy Jams, having a grand old time, busting out laughing, enjoying it, all the whole nine. But like I said, I'm watching the production. I don't pay attention for it to no reason. And this happens a lot. Like even as I'm watching Power, right? You know how often I catch myself paying attention to the camera angles and then thinking to myself, damn, how many times did they have to go back and forth and have them redo these scenes? I wonder how many cameras did they have. Like I'm pretty cause they're major production, so they probably have what 2, 4 cameras in the set already, catching the different angles. A couple of them in the spots that they really want. Yeah, I'm thinking about the editing of it. Golden State Warriors, since the last time I looked up, they retaken the league 79-74. Just about 2 minutes past in the fourth. I had lost connection for a while. And I'm telling you, this is old school comedy, right? So there's gonna be some offensive shit in here, and also a line of comedy that probably isn't the norm of today. Probably couldn't fly being the norm of today publicly. I feel like what Def Comedy Jam was back then, and it probably is even more so now with the kind of humor that they have, is an underground comedy club. And that's what Def Comedy Jam used to even feel like. It used to feel like an underground comedy club that you had to get exclusive permission to go see, even when you was watching it on television. You still needed some kind of cable, right? Whether you bought the cable or you stole the cable, you needed some kind of cable. And then the very next day, even us in school, little badasses, right? Little fucking ankle biters. Even we out here repeating all those jokes that we heard, right? Telling a couple of the jokes and hearing the teacher overhear us and listening to them laughing, because they remember that shit too. Hey, watch your language over there. So, as I'm watching, I started paying attention to Martin, right? And then I started thinking, I'm looking at Martin, I'm like, damn. Martin is really doing a hell of a job hosting this. And I know I was young, right? So, there's tons of things I don't remember about. There's going to be little nuances that I'm paying attention to now that I wouldn't probably have even known to even think about paying attention to back then. But I remember thinking to myself, like, I don't even remember Martin having a hosting job before this. Actually, I think Martin, like, his show may have just started. Like, I'm trying to remember if his show had just started or if his show came very shortly after he started hosting it, and that's why he left and Joe Torre came. Like I'm trying to remember, right? Guy Torre, whatever the fuck his name was. Basically, the nigga got his ass whooped by Tupac over Janet Jackson. Or was it Nia Long? One of the two. Probably both. So, I'm watching Martin, right? And I'm paying attention to Martin, and I'm thinking to, like, damn, he is doing a hell of a job hosting the fuck out of this. And not even that, I start like taking it further in my head and realizing, like, Martin isn't just the host of the show. While everybody else gets the luxury of coming up there and doing a quick little 2-minute act, 3-minute act or whatever, and they bound to go about their business. Nah, Martin is doing the host. He's putting on a mini set. Damn, like, if not before, in the middle and after, he's putting on like 3 little mini sets. And I'm starting to think, like, yo, Martin crushed the fuck out of that role. Like, when I really started thinking, I'm like, damn. Like, I'm watching more and I'm watching more episodes. I'm thinking to myself, I am highly impressed by the job that he's done. That he's doing in that role. And granted, I've never seen Martin in another host. I never seen Martin host before then. So I'm like, damn, he's pulling off a hell of a job. Like, I was really in awe, I guess, in a way. I don't want to say about his professionalism, but by his range more than anything else. Because I don't think sometimes it gets appreciated of really what, like, we get the entertainment value, but like I said, after a while, like when you used to be on this other side of the curtain for so long now, it isn't just about the entertainment value. Right? You start realizing the nuances, and even more so, I feel like now I even have sometimes a better appreciation for some of the talent that's out there, or for the people entertaining us. Like, still shout out to Cody Rhodes. Like, how many of your athletes will go out there and perform their full committed time after their pectoral muscle has been completely ripped off its bone? And then when I talk about during competition, we're talking about before competition, you found that out, and you still went out there and you performed for your full compete time. Shout out to Cody Rhodes, son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. We ain't gonna see him for a whole year, but I look forward to seeing him again, probably right around WrestleMania. He's gonna be around for WrestleMania, but he'll probably be right back around Royal Rumble time. I'm telling you right now, we ain't gonna see Cody Rhodes for a while, but I'm gonna be like Chuck. I guarantee that he's gonna do that. Not only him, but WWE's gonna do everything in their power that if the time frame is close enough, they're gonna bring him out for the Royal Rumble, and he'll probably win it. I ain't gonna say that they owe him a favor, but they owe him a favor because their main event could have went like one of their marquee matches could have went to shit. Golden State Warriors, 11-point lead, 9 minutes to go. Excuse me. So now, fast forward, right? I've been watching Def Comedy Jam for a while, and just kind of being and also, can I tell you guys, part of the reason that took me back down the rabbit hole of Def Comedy Jam is also part of the reason why I rewatch a lot of old shows more than I sometimes go forward and watch new shows, and that's because sometimes I want just something in the back that I really don't have to pay attention to or give my full undivided attention that isn't going to fully captivate me, and I can still go along my business. And I mean, I may want this for like 2-3 weeks where I need something like that in my life. So I go back and I watch a lot of old shows, especially a lot of old animes and stuff like that. But I watch a lot of old shows back from the beginning because of that. I'm like, oh, let me put this all the way back from the beginning. Because I don't mind missing all this shit again. Because I know I'll probably, if I miss anything, I'll probably still catch a little something, even if I'm giving it half my undivided attention. Damn. Yo, Steph can't get no love? Sorry, this game is getting a little touchy. Actually, that wasn't even Steph. That was Jordan Poole. But you know what's funny though, because they gave something. It seems the similar play happened to Steph right before, a little early in the game, and nothing happened. See, and Jordan Poole and this defense that he pulled, that shit is bullshit. Like, come on, stop, Draymond. Come on. Look, I'm not trying to hear it. Come on, man. Enough of you. But that defense by Jordan Poole, that was a ball, and that was nothing. So Wiggins hit ball, and Draymond Green, I don't know what the fuck he hit. Let's get back. So I have these weird habits when it comes to like watching when it comes to watching shows. That's why people always want like, hey, you watch the show? Like, nah. Like I'm still I started rewatching Shaft. You know what I mean? Like I started rewatching Good Times. I started rewatching Saved by the Bell. I started rewatching The Flash. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like I'll go back. I started rewatching Naruto. I started rewatching Dragon Balls. You know what I mean? So I was doing this with Def Comedy Jam. So I'm like, you know what? I did it with the Chappelle Show a couple months back. Right? Because I'm like, oh, you know what? I haven't really seen these in a while. I haven't paid attention to these in a while. Like I do that with Boondocks still. Every time, I ain't gonna lie, when I do it to the Boondocks, I cringe sometimes. I'm like, ooh, shit. And we had this on Cartoon Network? God damn. Was that on Cartoon Network or was that on Comedy Central? But still, this is something that kids used to go watch. But also, I'm like, what was that any different culturally than South Park? Just saying. Culturally. Boondocks is no different than South Park. Culturally. So the fact that South Park is still out there doing outlandish shit whatever underneath the radar. I'm saying Boondocks could have had at least 7 more episodes. I don't know if Regina would have wanted to still be part of that for 7 more episodes. I think her consciousness would have gotten to her too eventually in this day and age. Shout out to the multi-talented Regina, for real. She's everywhere. You don't even realize it. Talking about kings and queens of voiceovers, Regina is fucking the queen of voiceovers. God damn. I wouldn't mind hearing her voice in one of my favorite animes. Okay? Animes. You guys get your mind out the gutter. So let me wrap up my Martin story, right? I'm almost back up the plate, so fast forward. Def Comedy Jam had this 25-year anniversary episode, right? And I've been putting off watching it, and then finally I told myself, you know, let me check this shit the fuck out. This shit looks like it looks pretty funny. Maybe I'll catch something I haven't seen before. Like maybe they got some lost tapes in there somewhere. And they really didn't, but it was still a nice tribute. But listening and watching it, the person that stood out to me during the whole entire time watching Def Comedy Jam is also the person that stood out to me for praises from a lot of people in a similar, that were also in the comedy, and that was again for Martin. And a couple of things. I heard somebody express the same, I forgot who it was. I heard somebody express the same sentiment, like, yo, Martin should be hosting more. And he said, like, Martin should have been, like, hosting a Grammy or Emmys or some shit like that. Like, he was a hell of a host. And I was like, yo, see? That's what I thought. He did a hell of a fucking job. But then I started hearing about all of the little things, right? The little praises that people were giving Martin along, you know what I mean? For being an integral part in their success. And I think it was, was it the OG of Brooklyn? I can always forget his name. He was in 30 Rock. Tracy Morgan. I think he gave Martin like a big heartfelt shout out. Right? He's like, yo, Martin, like, I think some shit like, yo, Martin, you were the reason why I even decided to do comedy. But also, like, Martin approached him on some shit, was like, hey, yo, my G. You know what I mean? Hey, yo, try to get down with this kind of shit, la 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 la. And then I heard there was another story where Cat Williams told, and Cat Williams was like, yo, he had a special coming out. And Cat had it done, was it Cat? It was either Cat or, I think it was Cat Williams. Or Eddie Griffin, one of those two niggas. One of them short, funny motherfuckers. I know it's not Kevin Hart. It was before his time. Wiggins with the strong drive to the hole. 87-78. Warriors coming out to play. So then I hear, like I said, I think it's Cat Williams. He talks about, I had a special coming out, HBO special, something, Showtime special, whatever the fuck it was. Right? Clay out to Curry, Marcus Smart closes before he can get the shot off. And he goes, yo, why don't you come out and do Def Comedy Jam? He was like, yo, what the fuck for? I was like, I got a special coming out. He's like, don't nobody know me? Why am I come out to Def Comedy Jam? I was like, exactly. He was like, you're about to go do a special. Nobody knows you. Do Def Comedy Jam. Nobody knows you. They start knowing you now. Now you have your comedy tour. That shit pops off. People start knowing you now. And he's like, yo, that should help this. He's like, duh, makes sense. Should help the sales. But basically, just hearing how Martin was just going, he wasn't just a host. He was also involved in finding a lot of the talent for Def Comedy, especially in the early part, right? That he was actually involved. He was also involved in helping secure some of the talent, because I looked like he had a relationship and a rapport with them. Like, hey, yo, come on. I know you hungry. I know you trying to get this paper. I know you trying to get this exposure. Come on. And they came on and they performed. And then obviously something like that doesn't even go in, like when you're watching that too. One of the things I wanted to see more than anything was fucking that Bernie Mac one, because that Bernie Mac little comedy skit, right? I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. You know, like, he just came by, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. This motherfucker came out wearing his goddamn pants on his face on his pants in that one. That's like one of the most, I still remember, that's one of the more classic shit. I was like, yo, he's like, what did he say? He said, man, I can't even have sex anymore. And I'm blessed. I'm big boned. I'm heavy structured. He said, whip my shit out, this whole entire room go dark. Kick ass! Stir it like motherfucking coffee. Like, yo, I saw a disrespectful meme. It was like, and it was somebody watching the Bernie Mac show, and they took like one episode, and they were talking like, yo, y'all be talking about Bernie Mac like he the funniest person alive, like y'all, and I was like, yo, whoever said that is a disrespectful motherfucker, like that whole Kings of Comedy shit, like that Bernie Mac set at the end Like, that shit should be taught in colleges on how to put together fucking wordplay and sets. And man, y'all niggas is buggy. Y'all niggas don't know art. That shit really had me tripping. That shit really had me tripping. I'm like, yo, don't throw the great Birdie back. Like, this motherfucker stir like motherfucking coffee. Stir like motherfucking coffee. Man. And then the shit the sidebar shit he used to do on the Bernie Mac show with them chick. Like, man, that shit was hilarious. But yo, I ain't gonna lie. Let's keep it a buck. I done see the oldest daughter somewhere shaking her ass. I forgot where the fuck I was at. I could have been right there on Pornhub. Who knows? No, I probably would. It was something similar to that. I think I was like on TikTok or Instagram. Like, before I get down to the cycle. Like it basically goes Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, then Twitter, and then straight to the porn site. Like that's the rev up. Like, why the hell am I scrolling through social media for like the last half an hour? You're like, you know what? I'm tripping. I was trying to see some titties. I've been over here wondering why the fuck am I scrolling through social media for? I've been in the wrong department. Jason Tatum, 41 minutes, 24 points, 9 for 17 shooting. Jason Tatum goes another like 45-minute game. Boston Celtics, they lost this game at the free throw line. They gonna be disgusted with themselves. They're like 13 for 23. Stephen Curry with a little floaty. He puts the hands out. Less than 5 minutes to go. His mom all happy. I keep forgetting how fine Stephen Curry's mom is. Was it true? You heard this shit? Stephen Curry's mom and his dad broke up. The chick that Stephen Curry's dad is dating is the ex-wife of the dude that Stephen Curry's mom is dating. So they just basically did some wife swap shit. Like, they been wanting to fuck each other's spouses for... You heard this shit? I'm serious. Like, I know I ain't going fucking bananas over here. Like, I know I heard this shit somewhere. But no, dead ass. What's going on here? What is going on here? Did Jason Tatum just try to walk off the court with the ball? Draymond Green trying to get the ball from him? I don't understand what's happening right now. I'm gonna need some volume so I can get some context in this bitch. Alright, so back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'm gonna let you understand. Def Comedy Jam, right? That's what I was talking about. But nah, I'm done there. Like, but go check. Listen, go check them shits out. Go. If you haven't. Oh, what? Were they mad at Jason Tatum for? Was it a dirty play on Steph? And he was going after. And Draymond Green was going after Steph. I don't know, but he's talking to some old man. Steph Curry got 14 points. That's what I was saying. Before we decided to move on. Right? But yeah, seriously, Stephen Curry's mom, her new boyfriend is the ex-husband of Stephen Curry's dad's new girlfriend. Like, can you imagine that? Because I mean, in one way you could be like that's some power shit, right? Like, that's some soap opera shit. Like, that's some real soap opera shit. I don't want to soap operas. This is where soap operas get it from. They get it from millionaires. They get it from people with money because this is what these motherfuckers do. Right? Because niggas in the hood couldn't do no shit like that. Niggas in the hood are too petty. See, even I saw that they fouled Stephen Curry on the hand after he released that shot. See, Stephen Curry is on Al Horford. Yeah, Jason Tatum is over here taking fadeaway shots. See? This is what happens when it looks like you're not thinking. Stephen Curry was guarding Al Horford on this play. And to be honest with you, Al Horford is basically like on the right block, almost a right top block, almost alone with Steph Curry. Yo, Jason Tatum really just threw down Gary Payton Jr. He didn't get a tech for that. Fuck you, Boston bean pie ass motherfuckers. You lucky they gave you 2 games. That's why they about to get you in 6. They about to sleep your ass in 6. It's supposed to be 5. Bitch ass niggas. Sorry, I'm hating right now. I put a lot of money up, I'm hating. Never this way again. I wish you never understand. The times you did me wrong. So go listen to that Ghostface album. Bulletproof Wallets. Certified. Gary Payton with a little floaty. Back up to a 13-point lead. But nah, that's some crazy shit though, right? That's some real crazy shit. That imagine you guys they cause obviously they know each other. Draymond, calm down. Even his own teammates like, yo, relax, bro, relax. Okay. I don't know if Draymond is close to being fouled out. Because, I mean, he is being very... He's being very demonstrative while his team has a 13-point lead with 3 minutes to go about a common foul. That isn't a technical. That isn't anything else. Whenever you want to hop in here, chill, well, you let me know. I'm here. Like, the phone lines ain't cut off, Hennessy. Don't you guys forget that if you out there, you drink Hennessy and you like Louis Vuitton, that just go ahead and invest into that company, right? It's Louis Vuitton, Hennessy, and Moet. LVMH. Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy. LVMH is their stock signal. Yeah, Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy. It's all underneath the same fucking umbrella. Them niggas been gassing you for years. One company. So I know you niggas out here putting on your fucking Louis. I know you niggas is out here popping your fucking Moet. I know you niggas is out here drinking your Hennessy. Just giving them niggas your dollars. You know what I mean? Going to the fucking gas station complaining every goddamn time. Yo, you believe Hennessy's fucking $45 fucking dollars now, babe? Yeah, go ahead and invest $45 into Hennessy. I guarantee you, like, it'll be the best hangover you ever had. It's been a while since I've talked stocks with y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait till the season break is almost over. Woo! I'm going on vacation. Club bed. For 6 weeks, 8 weeks. But back to these. First player to foul out 3 times in a single finals. Oh, so that was his foul out foul. That's why he... Okay, so see, I was wondering why was he being so demonstrative about a common foul with 3 minutes to go. Unless, obviously, it was the foul to foul him out the game with 3 minutes to go. We talked about this earlier. Draymond Green's mouth got him in trouble after game 2. I'm telling you, this is one of those things where... this is a lesson to all you kids out there. When people is letting you get away with shit sometimes you start to feel yourself. And you start to brag, or you get a little too boisterous or a little too beside yourself. And you forget that the leeway that you were being given is a privilege. And you keep putting the person that is giving you that privilege into a compromising position where they are forced to discipline you. Or where they're forced to take it back. Or they're forced to proceed with an action that you are not going to be particularly happy about. Even though it's a privilege. So remember I told you about balance earlier. Oh, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Don't forget about that shit. But I still can't understand how the fuck these motherfuckers just swapped wives. Looks like they chill at the dinner table, they've been flirting with each other for years, bringing each other out to eat, golf, blah, blah, blah. And then one day you finally come out and be like, yo, you know what? This ain't working. I'm gonna have to leave you. Like, I'm fucking Jerry. Like, oh, shit? You're fucking Jerry? Word? You gonna leave me for that bitch? Okay, cool. I'm fucking Tom. Like, what? Like, yeah, but you already came with the papers. Like we could have just been having a massive orgy. Like we could have been watching. Like we could have done some cuckold shit if that's the case. But I guess you got papers here, so I guess we just gonna go ahead and just fuck that couple. Like you understand? Like they could have done that and kept the marriage. Like there's places to go for rich people to be able to express these kind of fantasies. They didn't have to break up the whole Curry home for it. It seemed like y'all both was trying to get y'all rocks off somewhere else. That curry must have been a little too spicy, but goddamn, listen. Curry mama's still fine as fuck though. I'm just saying though. I think more than anything, I'm kind of mad that she's already back off the market. Like damn, you couldn't stay on the market for 2 days? Like you gonna fuck Tom? Like, you couldn't even get the rest of us niggas? Like, well, you know what though? It's alright. I see how it is. I see it is. You know what I mean? Just for the streets. It's like I realized Nia Long was for the streets. Love me some Nia Long. Who I didn't know she was literally sleeping with the enemy. She over here fucking dated Ime Udoka and shit like that. The fuck, Ime? Fucking eyeballing my broad and shit. Folks, 16-point lead. 88-104. See, this is one of those things though. Sometimes when Draymond Green goes out, it forces the rest of the team to get focused. That's how they won Game 4. Was focus. We'll talk about that in a little bit, man. Because we told you earlier that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, and sometimes we see that ain't no more evident of place when it comes to the NFL, right? Because for the NFL and their fugazi contracts, it's one thing that does happen. That when it comes time that somebody has outplayed or underplayed or whatever they've played, usually outplayed their contract. The equal and opposite reaction to that is that, listen, if I've outplayed my contract based off performance based, then we gonna have to redo this contract. Like if you calling me like your meal ticket to another chip, then we gonna have to redo this contract. Especially while I'm still performing like that dude out in these streets. Well, you know what? This kind of argument was taken to the LA Rams, and they made sure within the last couple of weeks they have re-signed 2 of their biggest assets that they can. We saw it a couple weeks ago where they gave Aaron Donald, Aaron, my bad. They gave Aaron Donald an extension. He was on a contract for 3 years, $55 million, due to get $14 million this year in 2022. He's getting more than that in bonus money alone. Because right now they redid that contract. They added $40 million. They added $40 million to the top of that. So now that jumped from $3 million to $95 million, or $55 million in 3 years to $95 million in 3 years. Put another 40 on top of that. They gave him 31.5 bump in pay this year. So basically, he doubled his salary this year. You said they make $14 million this year. He got that shit up to 31.5. And then, like I said, and not to mention the additional, like I said, 40 was probably gonna end up being like 25, 35. You know what I mean? Like a couple guaranteed $1 million or extra pieces of cheese on the taco. So they re-signed him, right? So help solidify that defense, solidify that pass rush, but also solidify one of the guys that they have been considered to probably be one of the best players in the league that isn't a quarterback, right? Which means he's probably just one of the best players in the league, period. You seen Lee with a pull-up 3, in and out, 15-point lead, 53 seconds left to go. And it looks like the Golden State Warriors are going to go up 3-2 with an opportunity to win Game 7 in Boston. This victory right here by the Golden State Warriors helps break a little streak that both teams had going on, where both teams had been undefeated after a loss so far in this postseason, right? Especially the Boston Celtics, right? They've really made some really decent, proper comebacks, like since then. Look at that, Stephen Curry, 43 points in Game 4, but tonight only 16 points. He was 14 for 22 in that first game, in Game 4, but now he was 7 for 26 in this game. Andrew Wiggins, 26 points. The second most in a playoff career. 26 points and 13 rebounds. They've let Andrew Wiggins understand his assignment. Definitely. He fully understands his assignment, and you see that there are times where they tell him, like, listen, this is going to be your day. We need you to be aggressive. That he goes out there and he becomes aggressive. Listen, they don't ask him for it every day. If you look at it, they basically ask him to be aggressive every 2-3 days. And you know what? That's what you need. Is a different guy coming to life every 2 or 3 days. That isn't Steph Curry. So that when Steph Curry has a fucking 16-point game, someone like Andrew Wiggins just drops 28 and helps you out. Grabs 13 boards from the forward position. Small forward position half the time. And helps you get this win. 10-point victory. I'm tripping. 10-point game where this is all said and done, 94-104. But going back to Boston, folks, this is going to all be over Thursday. We're going to have the podcast Wednesday. Thursday, this could be over unless Boston ties this, and then we're talking about Game 7 on Sunday. We'll talk about potential Game 7 when we come back to this. Crazy. I can't remember the last time I have rooted for a team to win so many championships. Because normally by this time I normally get tired of them. I'll be honest with you. Even when the Lakers were making their push, I wasn't rooting for the Lakers as much. You know what I mean? They're on so consistently during their runs through the championship. No. There were a couple of years. Let's see. How many years did I want them to win? Definitely didn't want them to win against Indiana. I mean, I definitely did want them to win against Indiana. What I'm trying to say. I definitely wanted them to beat Boston. I didn't want them to beat Philly. I kind of wanted AI to get that chip. Detroit, I think I was rooting for, but they did lose to Detroit. Damn, who else did the Lakers beat for their championships? Why can't I remember? Who the fuck did the Lakers beat for their championships? Oh, damn. Nope, I kind of wanted Jersey and Jason Kidd to get one over them too. They played Jersey twice, didn't they? Did they play Jersey twice? Did Jason Kidd go to back-to-back finals? So we know we got Philly in there for one. I'm going to have to do... You know what, though? This could be some nice trivia questions. Name the teams that Jordan beat to win his 6 championships. Name the team Kobe beat. I think LeBron's is too easy, but we can add in and name the teams that LeBron beat to win his championships. Wait, who did? Let me see. He beat... I'm trying to remember who he played in it for LA. It was Miami. So it's been Golden State, Texas, and his former team. I'm trying to remember, did the Nets make it there twice? Okay, let's start tallying up these bodies, right? The Lakers played Detroit. I know they lost that one, so let's throw that one out. trying to think of the times that Kobe won. He beat Philly, that's 1. He beat the Nets, that's 2. He beat Indiana, that's 3. The Indiana Pacers may be the only time I think I ever wanted them to win. I feel like they played Jersey twice, so that's 4. And who else did the Lakers play to win their chip? What's going on, Mark? I'm trying to remember. Ultimately, right? I don't want to hang too hard with it. But I'm gonna remember. Trust me when I say I'm gonna remember. I don't know why I can't remember though. Who did Kobe beat to win his chips? This is why I need KJ here. Of course, KJ, because you know KJ would know all these motherfuckers. Wait, was it Boston? Is that the other one I'm missing? That simple shit? I think so. Philly, Jersey, Indiana, Boston. And they lost to Detroit. I forget who else they lost to, too. Because I know Kobe was 5 for 7. That's the other question. Now, who the fuck did they lose to outside of Detroit? Boston? Yeah. Them and that Boston team went back and forth on one. Damn. So, dead ass. So, yes, I'm thinking about it, right? Because ultimately, that exercise, I'm trying to think. When was the last time there was a dynasty out there that I was rooting for them for every single championship? Like, there ain't no time that I was like, damn, I want these niggas to lose. Chicago Bulls, I always had times I wanted them niggas to lose. Like it was a kind of like respect for Jordan, but there was plenty of times I wanted them to lose. San Antonio Spurs, obviously they played my Knicks, so I definitely wanted them to lose. The Lakers, I just mentioned it. I wanted Jersey to beat them. I wanted Detroit to beat them. I wanted Philly to beat them. The only team I never wanted to beat them was the Pacers. Oh, and I wanted them to beat Boston. Definitely wanted them to shut fucking Paul Pierce. I'm kind of mad they let him get a chip, to be honest with you. But that one was about the big ticket more than anything else. LeBron's run? Nah. Same thing there. San Antonio, I wanted them to beat him. I wanted Dallas to beat them. I wanted San Antonio to beat them again. Who else was there? I wanted Oklahoma City to beat them. Let me see. San Antonio, Oklahoma City, and Dallas. Yeah. I wanted all them cats to beat them. Wanted Golden State to beat him. Wanted Miami to beat him. Actually, I don't think there's ever been a championship that I've ever rooted for LeBron to win. Like, real talk. Think about his dynasty runs. And then there's Stephen Curry. Every single time Stephen Curry's been a championship, I kind of wanted him to win. It was versus LeBron. But nah, like, you understand? Is that the only team they beat so far? Is LeBron in the Cavs? Nah.
Who are you talking about?
The Golden State Warriors. Stephen Curry.
They beat the Cavs. They got 3 rings, bro. What are you talking about?
I know, but has they all been just against the Cavs?
The
first one was against the Cavs. The second one was against. They lost. They lost one to the Cavs, and those other two was shit. I can't imagine. When was it? One to like Miami or Toronto or something.
No, they lost.
Cavs,
They lost to Toronto. I think it was Cavs.
with 2 rings, but they got 3. So.
Yeah, I think it was Cavs.
But you know, LeBron was at like 8, 9 straight or something like that. So. We did play Durant once. We lost to Durant. We lost to the regular Golden State.
You lost to the regular Golden State, and then you lost to the Durant Golden State twice.
It's had to be somebody else. It got to be somebody else.
It wasn't the Durant Golden State. No, I could have sworn it was.
Was it Boston?
Boston? No.
It was Boston. No.
It was. I think it was
One Philly.
those 2 championships that they won.
Miami.
No. Miami. When Miami went, it was.
Golden State. I think had 3. Golden State rings.
Yeah. So those 2 of Kevin Durant was Cavs.
Twice? Nah. I don't think that's crazy because I'm from Cleveland.
Because that's during LeBron's 4 year in Cleveland. They went all those years, didn't they? Yeah. Damn. Stephen Curry is, granted, it's LeBron James that he's beating every single time. Yeah, I can't. Nobody snuck out of the East during that time. He went from Miami, going there 4 years straight, and then he left Miami and went to Cleveland, and that's as soon as Golden State run started.
So he beat LeBron, like that's crazy.
Yeah, he just been beating LeBron for rings. But okay, so back to what I was thinking. Like, yeah, so during Curry's time, I have never rooted for him not to win a ring. Every single time he's been in this position, I've always rooted for him to win a ring. And I don't think I could say that about and actually I can't say that about anybody in their dynasty run. Stephen Curry is the only one I have never rooted against him to not win a championship so far. Everybody else I've had a rooting interest on the other side at some point. I just find that crazy. I find that crazy to me as I'm judging Stephen Curry's overall likeness just based off my own. That is bananas to me. Since I got you here, Chivo, Kobe played the Nets twice, right? The Jason Kidd and them, they went back to back?
Man, who did Kobe play? Kobe played who?
Allen Iverson in Philly.
Definitely played they played, right? He played Allen Iverson. He played the Nets.
Reggie in Indiana.
No, did he? No,
yeah.
The championship.
Yeah.
Indiana was the championship.
They went to one. They went to one and got smoked. They beat Boston for one. And they lost to Boston for one. They beat Detroit for one.
Detroit, yeah.
No. They lost to Detroit. They lost to Boston.
Lost to Detroit.
Yeah. But they beat Philly. They beat Jersey. I want to say Jersey was twice. Yes. They beat Boston. They beat Philly. They beat Jersey. And then Indiana. That's the 5.
Indiana, did he beat LeBron?
Nah. Him and LeBron never made it.
Yeah, you're right. Kobe rings. I don't know Kobe's. Indiana.
The Jalen Rose, Reggie Miller, Ron Artest. I think that's that squad. If Ron Artest wasn't part of that squad, if Ron Artest was in Detroit. No, yeah, Indiana maybe. But I want to say Reggie Miller did make it to one grand stage and lost to Kobe.
And I don't think he never made it to most.
But it was towards the end of Reggie's career. It wasn't while Reggie was still the man. Like I said, by the time Reggie made it, Jalen Rose, guys like Jalen Rose, Al Harrington, and Ron Artest were already more. Even I think Stat at one point in time had already started becoming more prominent figures on that team. Everyday figures. But no, I want to say he went. Listen, I don't like to give Reggie Miller any more praise than he needs to get. But I definitely want.
He did not go. I know Indiana did not, bro. Indiana is not one of them teams, bro.
So then
Reggie never made it.
So then who is it?
Who beat the Cavs one year? And Boston beat the Cavs one year, right? Boston
Detroit
beat the Cavs one year.
Yeah,
One year, who whooped on?
They played Boston.
Boston beat the Cavs.
See, this is still when.
Lost.
This is still.
Indiana never beat the Cavs, bro. Never.
This isn't. This is no. You're. This is still a little too early.
It is, bro. Listen to me, bro. Yes, it is. It is because you're talking about Kobe's 4th and 5th ring. So this is well into LeBron's 4th and 5th year of trying to get there when he got beat by Boston when they put that team together. And so Boston goes and they beat, but then before the end, he was still trying to get there. And Indiana did not beat him, bro. Indiana did not beat him.
I don't even remember Kobe. I don't even remember LeBron being in the picture then. This must have been like early.
Because they both this is what Steve Nash got them 2 MVPs. And LeBron should have got one, and Kobe should have got one that year. That's all in the same era.
I don't know.
And the Indiana would never beat the Cavs, bro. I'm sure of it. Never.
They didn't have to beat the Cavs. They had to get
the Magic. It was the Magic, bro. It was the Magic.
No.
It was Turkaloo, Rashard Lewis.
No, because the Magic only made it once, and they got swept by San Antonio. Who they got swept by?
That was the Lakers who beat them. That's the Lakers who beat them, bro. Had to be. It had to be because that's the only team that beat the Cavs. The Cavs was there, bro. You was going through the Cavs. The road was through the Cavs.
Orlando did make it.
3rd year.
Orlando did make it through.
And it had to be the Lakers, bro, because there's no way Indiana made it past the Cavs.
I don't think it was San Antonio.
Through the Cavs.
I don't think it was San Antonio they played either though. Yeah, I don't think it was San Antonio versus.
I get what you're saying, but even then, but this San Antonio with the Lakers, we're not talking about the West, bro. We're talking about the road to the championship in the East. Was through LeBron since his 3rd year in the league. Whether he was losing or not, you had to beat LeBron, and Indiana was not beating LeBron.
Orlando did beat them one year.
So it had to be a Magic because I remember that squad going. Because that was the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't remember.
Rashard Lewis.
Wait, Shaq was already okay.
Rashard Lewis.
Shaq was already
Jameer
gone.
Nelson. No, listen, I'm telling you, Jameer Nelson, Rashard Lewis,
Turkaloo.
Was it Turkaloo? And it was homosexual.
Dwight Howard.
Hall of Famer. Yes, that was him in his prime.
At least we called him a Hall of Famer. He said homosexual Hall of Famer.
Who was that black ass dude that was killing? The black dude, he was a killer, man. He was killing us. Dark skinned dude.
Bobby Jackson?
I cannot remember his name. Huh?
Bo Jackson?
No.
The little guy with the goggles?
He was a player.
Yo, he ain't no goggles. Little dark motherfucker.
No. Who was?
Wasn't a little dark motherfucker with goggles? Something named Jackson or something like that?
Bobby Jackson?
Yeah, so, okay, maybe it's Bobby Jackson.
No, he might have.
Maybe, okay.
It might, but that's not what I'm talking about. This is a wing player, bro. He's a wing player. He's a wing player. He's busting our ass. Like, killing us. Man, I'm like, this motherfucker killing us. Like, man. Magic.
Was it Orlando?
Finals.
I'm trying to remember Paul Gasol versus Dwight Howard. But I'm also trying to remember Tim Duncan versus Dwight Howard. And I can't remember that shit either.
2009 NBA Finals. National Best of 7. Los Angeles Lakers, who were the defending Western Championship and the Eastern Conference champion Orlando Magic. There you go.
So it was Orlando.
That's Kobe.
So it wasn't Indiana. I could have swore Indiana made it to a final.
Yeah, I was like, you crazy. No, never. Reggie, never. Not. It would have had to been the early years of them in their existence. So if Indiana made it, it would have had to be one of them rings that.
No,
it might have been New Jersey.
I'm still thinking the year. No, I'm still thinking the time that I'm thinking about Indiana making is around the time that Detroit won theirs, because that's the last time. That's the last time I remember them being. I think that was the year I'm thinking about, because you know what? They had a good year before. They had a good year before that. I don't know if it's the year that he won a championship. I'm just now thinking the year that I'm thinking of. They had a good year before then. Detroit had just came off a championship. They had just won theirs. Indiana and Detroit had been beefing. I think they went to like 7 games that like the series the season before. And then the next year, and they had a chance to win. I think that's one of Reggie Miller's last years. Yes, Stat was on that team. All them guys was on that team. And Ron Artest. And then that's when the Malice in the Palace happened. That year that Indiana actually, maybe that's the year I'm thinking about. The year that I'm thinking that they could have won or should have won. I think Detroit went, and then they never went that next year. And then let me see. Yeah, that had to be then. What, Detroit went after Orlando? Orlando went after Detroit?
Michael Petrus, that's his name.
Oh my God.
Michael Petrus.
That French motherfucker.
He was busting our ass. I was like, golly, man. This motherfucker. They had J.J. Redick on that team. I remember that. And they had one more person that I couldn't stand. They had Rayford. They had Rayford Austin.
They had Sweet Lou. Skip to my Lou, Sweet Lou. They had Skip to my Lou on that team.
That shit crazy, man. 3 balls straight to the NBA Finals. That's crazy. But yeah. So,
I was so happy. I ain't gonna lie.
Look,
I was really happy for him.
yeah, I was.
I was happy for him to have some kind of a successful NBA career, because
he was legit. Like, he was legit. He was a legit player too. He wasn't no scrub or nothing. He was legit.
And they gave him, and not for nothing, they gave him like some first round pick opportunities. Not for nothing, they did. Like, they gave him a chance, to become an NBA player. Like, they gave him first round. You know what I mean by that? They gave him some first round opportunities, because there could have been a few times where he probably could have been cut and kind of been washed out of the league. But it was like, you know what? Let's get this guy a chance. Let's get this. And he's like one of the few guys that from that street ball and one scene took it to college and actually got recognized by the NBA. Because there's a lot of guys that they didn't have. Mainly, they didn't have the college, like, to try to be able to get that avenue to even have an opportunity to make it to the NBA. I think that's why a lot of them didn't realize that you were nice, but you didn't have that college avenue. And without that college avenue, the NBA ain't trying to fuck with you a lot of times. Like, they have their pipeline, their system, and they want you in their pipeline. If you realize that, see, NBA don't care how they get you in their pipeline. They want you in their pipeline. Whether it's college, some shit in G League, some shit overseas. Like, they're talking about the G League Ignite, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? NBA Junior, they want you in their system. Whole lot easier to keep tabs of you, and it's a whole, and they could.
He was with the and one. Ray Brown had no ability. It made sense. Like, he was, just watch him go through the ranks and actually make an NBA team. It was good for all. Like,
it was good for everybody at the time. It was good for the NBA.
Like some of these guys, they be good on the streets, but they have no chance. They're highly skilled. Like, make no mistake, highly skilled don't get you to the league. Like, you have to be athletic.
I know some of these guys are highly athletic too for their size, but it's
even Steph Curry, like at the base, like he's more athletic than just the average person. Like he's not, LeBron James, but even then, like his quickness is like this certain thing. Man, listen, he's still 6'3". You know what I'm saying? Running around quick as fuck with a quick shot.
He has a fast twitch that goes underrated sometimes or doesn't go talked about enough.
Yeah, so like some people that look regular, like man, listen, I can tell you, I can sit there and watch, like there's a fast-star recruit going to Ohio State, and I'm looking at him like this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, cause I went to Glenville, Teddy Gann, Senior, was the coach, and we got players like that. We grew up with players like that. Like you used to always say, the talent in the hood, y'all just that quick. That means Catholic schools and private schools come break the hood like a talent. And so he made a public school like Catholic did. He put a public school, however he did, he got those kids to stay in the hood. And so, he just made us see that, like, listen, we play against that talent that's out there in the NBA or the NFL. We play against that shit every day. Your little cousin, your little like y'all that talented in a lot of cases.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can get to the league. Y'all just need the pipeline, like you said, the pipeline, and that's what it really boils down to, bro.
Yeah, because basically the pipeline comes with all its responsibilities and all of its stressors to weed you out to see if you can stay focused through this whole entire process to earn your spot, in XYZ. It's like what Bradley Beal was. It's like the speech you hear Bradley Beal say. Listen, you can come out here and think that you gonna be a scorer, but NBA got 300 something people and they don't need 300 something scorers. Some people need to play a role. Like your 20 points right now ain't gonna mean shit. You might as well forget how to score and learn how to rebound. You all learn how to play defense and be good at getting 10 points. Like. But
they look regular though. Like a lot of those guys look regular, but they're not regular. Cause they look now. I'm telling you, bro. Even in the opposite end, I was just talking about this earlier today. How I had the running back on that squad. He looked like Incredible Hulk, and he was talented. He was immensely talented in my junior year. But I was still faster than him, and I was stronger than him. And if you looked at me, you wouldn't think nothing like that. Nah. You know what I'm saying? How that country strong motherfucker. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger said he never lived with Will Chamberlain again because that motherfucker Arnold Schwarzenegger he said, Will, you gotta do this. He never benched in his life. He said, Will, this how you do this. He showed Will how to do it. Will got that bitch and pumped that bitch like 3, 4, 5 times. He like, what the fuck? Like it
was nothing.
315. Like 350 or something. It was like 350 or something, or something ridiculous. It sounded like really heavy that he did just as well as he, and he never lift weights. So, you got Arnold Schwarzenegger looking like he can bench 1,000 pounds. You got Wilt, who ain't never lifted a weight in his life, just as stronger than Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like what it looked like is not always what it looked like. Aesthetics is just what it is, and so that's where you don't get. That's when you have to really see a player. Like, cause you can't really look at him like, you look at him like, wide receiver, that's the number one recruit. Motherfucker, watch this. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is in the NBA. You get those talented players that you just they don't look like the shit. Look at it. You go in and look like your nephew. They walk in and look just like your nephew now.
Mm-hmm.
No chest. Skinny, you know what I'm saying? Like just, but then it'd be Trae Young, you know what I'm saying? It'd be Steph Curry, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever that like I said, that twitch, that athleticism, that skill, when it come together and merge, that CP3. You look at that motherfucker in the club, you know what I'm saying? You're like, what? You don't even look like nothing but a regular person.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Marshall Faulk, man, I met him. This dude has no. I was bigger than this dude at the time. I'm definitely benching more than you, bro. I'm definitely stronger than you. But his bottom half was different. Like he had us, and he was fast. Like he wasn't no huge guy. That motherfucker was just, he had it. He got that. He was born with it. He was born with it.
No, maybe it's Maybelline. No.
Right.
You understand what I just said there, but you know what I mean. No, it's crazy. It really is. Hey, because I said, like, we all have, like, depends on where you're from, like, we all have those infamous parks and grounds where NBA players go to, and even not only that, but like professional athletes go to, but also has a lot of professional athlete caliber kind of athletes. You know what I mean? Like these, like you see some of these motherfuckers, like, god damn, like, yo, did you just literally have your ass on the rim? How the fuck you not in the league? You know what I mean? But a motherfucker done been out of juvie, you know?
That shit don't mean nothing either, though, because you still got to be highly skilled. Like Shannon Brown, and there's a lot of, man, you see a lot of athletic motherfuckers, but these motherfuckers literally eat, sleep, shit, basketball, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And you still got to be born with it, like highly inclined to play it. Than others, you know what I'm saying? They eat, sleep, shit, basketball, man, especially when you get to the league. You know what I'm saying? And you doing drills, you doing all these camps, bro. Like, that's a big difference, man. And then just to have the nerve, like, you gotta do it so much, like being an artist, like singing and learning your songs. You gotta do this shit so much that it's second nature to you. You're not just jerking around. Because some of them guys, you right, can play. They're so athletic, they can play, but they don't have to focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
that's what I said. Like, that's part of
the moral. Yeah, they get it. They get there. They gonna fuck it up. You know what I'm saying?
I said, like, yeah. So part of the system of their pipeline is not just to have athletes, but to get the right kind of athletes. And like I said, it's there to weed out the people that aren't able to focus for. Like see, sometimes we get hard on athletes, but when they make it here, they don't focus from year to year. They still focus a whole lot more year to year than a lot of other people didn't, because they got here because they were at least able to focus from year to year to year to year, other than their contemporaries. Now, once they got here, then they found this two of them, found like, man, I can exhale, because like, hey, for them, they just need that one good payday, that one good contract. They're like, yo, I did enough, I'm good here. Like, I don't want to put through this shit. And then some of them realize, like, damn, I'm here now. Shit, how the fuck can I stay here forever? How the hell can I contribute? What? You don't need me to score anymore? You just need me to sit here and play defense, and I could be 1 for 7 from 3-point range as long as I clap all the time and be demonstrative? Fuck it, I'll do it.
That's Dennis Rodman.
It's the Dennis Rodmans, it's the Draymond Greens, it's the Patrick Beverleys, it's a lot of individuals. It's the Udonis Haslams. It's not Sam Perkins, but it's the Big Perk. You know what I mean? Like, these motherfuckers have roles. Like I remember.
Don't disrespect Sam Perkins like that.
You know I didn't mean Sam.
That boy was way better than
But no, I remember somebody sharing Big Perk stats. And it was like his high school stats or some shit like that. All right, or whatever, or one of those. Or if it wasn't his high school stats, then one of those AAU tournaments, like LeBron is in the picture, some retarded shit. And they talk about, and they show Big Perk stats like 32 points a game, 18 rebounds, 6 blocks, and I'm like Big Perk could have balled at one point. So I'm like, whoa, let's calm down here. This is also the era where the game plan was, let's dump the ball into the big man 62 times a game. Nothing happens, nothing starts, and nothing finishes with this offense unless the big man touches it. And after the big man is done touching it, he'll kick it out to one of you after he's done fondling the ball. And that's how we get our points. Like, it ain't like today's game. Like,
in general, it's not even that. It's just, this is high school, bro. He's the biggest person out there.
That too. Like, dumped it into the big man.
It's just, he's the biggest person out there. Like, he's a 7-foot guy playing against a 6'8" center who's 7 foot. But yeah.
Or 6'6". Because we all saw it. We all saw this. How many times we depending on what high school that you went to or what high school you played, your center was a 6'5" guy or a 6'6" guy, and you're like,
That's what I'm saying.
like, man, you better work on your handles. Like, you ain't gonna be no center if you try to make it anywhere past high school. You better get that. Like, and it was funny too because
But the coaches didn't though.
it'd be funny too because those guys.
Didn't do that shit.
See, and that's also what people get, like, people don't understand about some centers. Not some centers, but when they wonder, hey, how come these point guards and stuff like that have all these skills, post up skills and shit like that? Because depending on how tall your point guard has been throughout his whole life, he may have been a center for his school, and then he had to learn how to be a post, and then he went up in levels. He was like, yo, you're no longer a center. Get your ass back on that wing.
That's what happened to me. That's why I didn't even go to college. I was playing out of position my whole time. Like when I was just there when Yen first started, so he couldn't get all those. The biggest difference between the schools wasn't that we had talent. It was the campus schools come get the big 300-pound, 250 linemen. They would recruit them, and that's what the difference between public school and campus school. That's the difference between any public school and campus school, pretty much. If you look at it, they take these guys and they get the athletes that are huge and they put them on the line. So if we could have had that, I could have played in my position. You know what I mean? So I couldn't do that because I had to play defensive end, tackle, guard, center, fullback. And, it just is because I was 210, 205. Like, in high school, I was playing against motherfuckers that's 250, you know what I'm saying, 260 on the lines. So if I had that 260 guy that was there blocking for me, I'm playing running back or linebacker more often. You know what I'm saying? So that's what was my positions that I should have been playing. So yeah, man, that's just how it goes, bro. Just how it goes.
Yeah, word. It definitely is. And then we see that same pattern repeated kind of when we talk about colleges and you know what I mean, JUCOs and shit like that. So it all has the same effect. Let's talk about another athlete. I think we kind of mentioned his team earlier today. You saw that Russell Westbrook ended up getting the keys to the city earlier today. He out here pushing keys in Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma?
Yeah, so the mayor of Oklahoma.
That's where they need to send his ass back to. I wish they want him back.
Listen, you know the mayor of Oklahoma was like, listen, man, like just let you know that you can come home anytime that you want. You always have a place here. Here goes the keys to the city.
Is Gilchrist? What's his name? Gilchrist or Grease?
Shea Gilchrist Alexander, some shit like that. SGA.
Yeah. Him and that dude would be cool together. They'd do whatever. Be stuck in mediocrity. He'll like that.
Yeah, you'll get one eventually, but yeah.
Actually, the Lakers probably want him. They trade him too.
They do want him. Listen. If Oklahoma City said that, yo, we'll take Russ back right now, they'd be like, yeah, give me Shea. They'll take him in a minute.
They wouldn't do it, though. Yeah, they wouldn't do that, though. Not at all.
Listen, if Oklahoma City does do that, you know what's funny? Because Oklahoma City, like, I can see them doing that just to try to get whatever remaining draft picks that the Lakers have in the next decade. Because that's all they have left is like some 2028 and 2030 and 2032 draft picks. Like, their draft picks are so far out, it's not even, I don't even think they have those.
Yeah, you're right.
They may not even have their picks to like 2036. Like, seriously. Like, because on the years that they can't trade away, I'm pretty sure they're in a swap position in those in-between years. Where they're swapping picks with a team instead of it just being traded away. So, like, they really have... That's what you're talking about the Lakers. Like, I understand the Lakers got one ring out of LeBron, but if you have traded away damn near all of your draft picks until 2030, you need more than one draft. You need more than one chip out of him. You need more than one chip out of that group. If you have no draft picks for 8 years.
That's what my one friend, or I'll get my one friend on here. Yeah, he wouldn't stop hearing about that shit right there.
No, that shit's crazy though. It like I got part of me is realizing this. Like, they got one ring out of LeBron, and they have no picks for the next 8 years. that is not the same. I told you guys earlier in the podcast, you have to find balance. Like for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Like you have to find your ebbs and your flows. The Lakers are out of balance. This shit don't add up. This is not the way. Also in other news, wrestler Jeff Hardy from the Hardy Boys, he gets himself in trouble again, as this is now the third time, and I don't want to say in recent memory, but definitely the third time in at least the last decade that he has been pulled over with a DUI. Now, if you guys know anything about Jeff Hardy has a long history of alcohol, drug, and opiate problems, as a lot of wrestlers do when it comes to painkillers, right?
I was gonna say, what wrestler don't?
Listen, wrestlers are one of those.
Just regular coke too, like
Yeah.
them motherfuckers.
Listen,
Are disrespectful to their bodies.
wrestlers are one of those few categories of people. When they talk about athletes that die young and take their lives young, wrestlers don't get talked about enough.
They live fast, die young. Yeah.
Listen, we all loved wrestlers at some point in time. If I told you that 60% of the wrestlers that you grew up loving are already dead compared to 60% of the athletes that you grew up loving. Think about any other sport that you like. Listen, it's not even 60% of a team that you grew up loving that's dead. Like, you understand? Like, your father still has a team that's alive. 60% of them. You understand how many wrestlers drop dead? How many wrestlers kill themselves? How many wrestlers kill their families? How many wrestlers commit suicide? When they talk about CTE, I would love to go see a wrestler's brain after they pass, because their shits must be mangled. They take bumps forever.
Yeah. I've always said that.
Who? How? What?
I've always said that. I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Yeah. They don't get enough, like, because they're the second tier sport, right, of sports or whatever, right? They don't get taken seriously enough for the sacrifices that they put their body through, and it's their death rates are more stunning than NFL and hockey players. And honestly, another category that probably doesn't get talked about enough: people that play lacrosse. They're jumping up there pretty fast too.
Man, them niggas, get out of here. Lacrosse, rugby, how about that?
Well, rugby too, but rugby isn't played enough in this country for us to.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what though, in a weird way.
Either. What the hell?
Nah, but look here, lacrosse.
No, man, I want to fight you
Okay,
right now.
okay. Listen. Let me explain.
Let's not go
Lacrosse is regional. Lacrosse is a regional sport, and it is very college. But there is an, oh my God, Malika Andrews. Whew. Bite your calf. Sorry.
So you drink her bath.
I said I'll bite her. No, I'm not drinking nobody's bath. I wouldn't even drink my bath. I don't even.
You're a freaky nigga, man. You definitely do.
I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't even listen. I like, that's like drinking pool water. I'm not like, come on now, stop it. I'm not drinking anybody's bath.
You definitely would do that. Yes, you definitely would.
I'm
Man.
not.
You a freaky dude, man.
Listen, I'll lick your underboob.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
drinking no bath.
Yeah, right. What's the difference? You can't lick
I'll lick.
somebody's ass and then don't
No,
drink their bath
what?
water.
Who
That's
said their
ass
ass? I said underboob. Like, I will lick your underboob on a hot summer day.
You definitely eat ass.
I do not eat
Come on,
ass.
Man. Don't start this shit.
I have not. Stop it. I have not eaten one ass in my life.
I'm tired of your shit.
I have not.
I'm tired of your shit. Like your whisper. If I heard your whisper, I was like, yeah, he eat that.
Listen.
For sure. Like,
I'll bite your. Listen here. Wait, where's the drop at? Where's the drop at? Hold on. Let me get them.
Hey, ladies.
Listen, I'll bite your calf. I'll lick your underboob. I'm not drinking no bath water, and I'm not eating your ass. Like, okay? Like. Like, listen, Malika Andrews' name even looks sexy upside down.
Hey, you know them Google photos. You better not have no cloud pictures out here. You don't even know it neither. 'Cause you be fucked up.
Listen, don't Google me.
One day, tongue in the cookie jar.
Listen, I warn you all, do not Google me. I am not the person to Google. Like, I am pretty sure there's some pictures of me somewhere. Like, do not Google me.
Yeah. That was at that one night. That was that one night. I was just fucked up.
Listen, like, does it count as eating ass if it's a midget? Like, I'm
This is crazy.
I am joking. Listen, I'm still dead ass. I've only met one person in my life that I've ever looked at like, you know what? I think I'm ready to become a stepdad. Like, there's only one person I've ever met like that in my whole life. And I'm talking about as an adult. I ain't talking about like as 21 and under. Like that shit don't count. Like you I'm talking about as an adult, like as a full-fledged adult. But like, you know what? I think I'm ready to be a stepdaddy. Come here, girl. Come here.
Oh yeah, you be definitely taking condoms off, man. You do, man. You gotta get a good feel.
Who? What? What are you over there mumbling about now? Wait, what? What was that?
You said you gotta be a stepdad. Yeah, you be taking a condom off for sure.
I never put it on. What you talking about? Listen. If you hear a rapper, if you hear a rapper opening up behind you, I'm opening up a back of Blue Chew. Okay, that ain't no condom.
This guy's out of line, man.
Come on, like I'm sorry, I came from that reckless era.
Man,
man, stop it right now.
That's crazy.
I ain't using no condom with Malika Andrews. I'm hitting that shit raw, ODB style, straight old. You see them pearly white she got? Man, I'm about to stain them bitches.
What's her name? That's her.
Oh, Skylar Diggins?
Yeah, man.
From the basketball player. Whew. Listen, I feel you. Speaking of,
there's a couple. It ain't that many, but it's a couple.
Oh no, there's a couple of WNBA. Oh no, there's a.
What's the one that's on Instagram that's super tall though? I don't think she's in the league or nothing. I don't know, maybe she is. That's light skin. That be hooping. She big though.
She start with
she be posting niggas.
Her name start with a C? Cambridge or some shit?
She pull her hair back. She like light skin. I don't know. I gotta figure it.
Well, listen. I know.
Big ass 6.
I know there's not a couple of like super. You're not talking about Brittany Griner.
No, man, come on, you tripping, bro? I do not like dudes.
Oh, okay. You talking about somebody that actually looks sexy enough to okay. My bad. You said light skin posting up. Pull her hair back.
Yeah, they on that. Yeah, I ain't say no dreads, man. Talking about.
Listen, we only got like about 5 minutes left in the podcast.
Damn well, man.
I'm trying to think who you thinking of. Candace Parker?
She thick. No, she thick. Candace probably could get it too.
But I'm about to say, like, shit, Candace could definitely do that. Shoot.
Lisa Leslie probably could have got it.
Lisa.
You know who had that horse mouth though? Rebecca Lobo.
She did. Listen, Ella Deladon can catch it too. Like shit.
I don't know who that is, man, but I just know.
There's a ton of them. They're like, listen, we could go down we could go down this list. Like
it's a chick. Oh my
god. Like listen, I'm pretty sure that there's one on every single team. You know what? We're gonna start looking at that, and we're gonna start making them honorary team captains.
It's a team. No, it's a team though. It's like this ain't basketball. This is not basketball. This is.
You talking about Atlanta?
They got going on.
Listen.
I'm talking about it's a college team that I was thinking about. I can't think about.
Oh. Listen, there's a couple. Especially in today's ages, like there's a couple of baddies that be in college, like listen, but also not for nothing too.
Not a couple, it's a bunch.
Oh, but also based off of how things have changed too. There's a lot of baddies in the military now too. Like chicks that I used to be in the military with. I'm seeing them now as they post pictures of themselves, and I'm like, you weren't looking like this 15 years ago, and I was still smashing.
I don't know. You was in the Army, so I can understand that. When I was in the Navy, bro, we had a lot of them. They was just loose. And what happened is that I was by Air Force Base, and we all know.
Oh, Air Force Base is the best to be beside. Oh my God. Oh no, you guys have straight smuts in the Air Force. Like, we have whores in the Army, you have smuts in the Air Force.
Man, they got bougie chicks in the Air Force. They got wives in the Air Force, bro. They got some randoms, though.
Because
But the Navy's the worst. They're slutty. Oh, gosh.
we was attached to Polk Air Force Base at Fort Bragg, and them Air Force chicks, woo. Someone like a G6,
Yeah.
like, look, ma, no hands, like a G6, like a G6. Talking about pure pressure, folks. We're about to head out on the MyT Sports Podcast. I thank you guys for coming out and listening. I want to thank my senior Cleveland correspondent, my brother Chill Will. Thank you again. Before we bounce out of here, tell the people they can find you real quick.
Man, just holler at me, Chill Will _CLE, Chill Will Charlie Lima Echo, man. This is on Instagram. You know, your boy EQ_EXP as well on Instagram. That's the business and the personal. So yeah, just holler at your boy, man. DJ Chill Will in the building.
Bet. And again, thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys continue to catch your wave and never subside, but more importantly, transform yourself into the kind of person that you want to work for you. It's been the MyT Sports Podcast. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for listening. Ayo, DJ MyT, like my boy Chill Will likes to say, can you play that outro so I can stop rambling?
Sorry, B. I tried. Honest.
I've never said
All the
that.
bandwidth in the world couldn't keep me
Never in
contained.
life said that.
Yeah, we got college football already?
No lag.
Am I tripping?
Gonna share my talents with Podbean
Oh.
Live.
Bad beats.
Always knew I'd take the pod there. Just a lot later than a lot of listeners thought. Last of the real gabbers. Well, maybe not the last. Munchkin got good mic skills. New, improved MyT Podcaster. Potted down now. Last call for drinks. Bars closing. Sun's up. Heard the casino got a buffet breakfast. Don't want to go far. Wild night. Tired, B. Tired. MyT
Sports.